Nobody else can take your place because you're the best. Oh, you're the singer. Oh, baby, oh, oh. I don't know what to say at this point. I am short of words. Oh, cause your beauty has beautified me. You got. Is it about that? You're the same God. Come with me, oh, this God you are too good to be true. What you're true. It's yet a face I saw you.
Hello, everybody.
You're the same God. Come with me. I'm not joking, I see you.
Hello, everyone. I trust you're doing very well. It's another Sunday evening, and it's time to connect. Just send me a message and let me know where you're joining me from. It's great to see activity on Facebook. It's great to see activity on LinkedIn, and it's also great to see activity on YouTube. All right, so it's the penultimate episode, meaning that this is the next episode will be the final episode for the year 2022. Amazing year that it has been, and it's super great to have you guys here Sunday in, Sunday out. So drop me a message, let me know what each of the platforms you're connecting from: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Before we get into the discuss of today, right? And it promises to be absolutely engaging. Remember, we're still in the December series, and we're doing a memo to 2023. Basically, all the things we want to speak into 2023, all the things we want to say to 2023. As I said, in any organization, you write memos to inform, to instruct, to activate certain things. And so you're sending a memo to inform, number one, to send certain instructions out, and to activate certain things for the year 2023. So it's very instructive. As it's been laid in heart for a few years now, to do a memo to the next year. All right, so we're waiting for more folks to join us. It's 3 minutes past the top of the hour, and we'll be kicking off in it now. So please do share this right now. Tell as many people as you can to join in. Let them log in, and let's get connected. All right, let's get connected. I'm going to be jumping in this in a bit.
More music on trendybeats.com.
All right, so I want to see the chat section buzzing. I like to see the chat section buzzing. Let's see what's going on there.
trendybeats.com.
For your truth and your mercy, your love and your blessing, all I've got to do
All right, so if they can hear me clearly, do indicate. Let me know that you can hear me clearly. And the mics are working really well. All right, guys. So it's like I said, it's the penultimate episode of the Connect. It's really great to be here, joining you from another location this Sunday evening. And a couple of things I just want to share with us. We started off last week. The series started off last Sunday, where we had discussions about sending a memo to 2023 and all the things that we should expect. A review of what 2022 has been like, asking the critical questions as regards to 2022, stock taking to ensure that number one, you recognize the areas of deficiency, number two, you recognize the areas of strength and understand why those areas were strong so that they can be replicated. Number three, you also want to be able to build a model that allows for sustainability in everything that you do in 2023. And also, one of the things that we said that we needed to look at was what were the things, the high points of 2022? What were the joys, the pains of 2022? What is it about 2022 that you want to replicate and do more of in 2023? What is it about 2022 that you don't want to happen in 2023? What more things, what in 2022 can you do more and what can you do less to be able to get the kind of outcomes that you want in 2023? But and that we dealt with quite a bit of that last week as well. And for me, I thought it was instructive that we take it up from there today to further and to deepen the conversation. Good evening, Chiamaka. It's good to see you. To further the conversation as well. So a memo to 2023, and today we're going slightly different. We'll take a different direction in our discourse today. So I want you to strap on your seatbelts. I want you to get ready, literally, um, and come with me. Come with me. I've got some things to share with you. Uh, this Sunday. First of all, before I get into it, I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody that's been on my Facebook platform, sending me messages, and since we started the 30 days of balance, which started from the 20th of November and will culminate on the 20th of December, making 30 days. And 20th of December is that happens to be my birthday. We're doing 30 years. The number 30 in itself is indicative of balance. So we're having 30 days of balance. And I said at the beginning that I was going to commit to putting out something every day on the Facebook platform that will help you be able to have a balanced life. That if you take those nuggets and you apply them to your every dealing, to your life, to your business, to your relationships, to your social interactions, and all of that, you will be able to have a balance. And the balance is necessary for exponential growth. Your The lack of balance means that you're going to find yourself accruing more resources to a certain area while there's a deficiency in another. And when there's a deficiency, all right, when there's a deficiency, then it means that you'll be struggling in one area or the other. Now, does that mean, am I saying that it's a perfect life? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is there's always that journey to mastery, that journey to attaining balance. And the way you're able to have balance, then you can grow. You can grow. All right. So I want to say massive thank you. Thank you to everyone, for joining us on that and for your comments, for the stuff. I specifically want to thank Bright. I've never met her in person. Bright, wherever you are, if you're here, big shout out to you. Bright sent me a message and said, I want to help with the copywriting. I want to help with putting together. I want to help with the editing and all of that. And she's actually worked on a couple of those posts, as well, the more recent one. So thank you very much, Bright, for being there. Thank you to everybody else, Jamaica, a lot of other people that have been of great support to just us, being there, just doing this. So I want to say thank you, and I hope that over the next uh, 10 days, that you'll even be more engaging with those posts. All right, so I just wanted to take time to say thank you in that regards. All right, so now um, we're here now, and I just want to say quickly, um, we're talking about 30 days. Sorry, we're talking about a memo to 2023, a memo to 2023, and I said that I wanted to have a very, to take a new angle of discourse today. Now, one of the things I want us to begin to pay attention to is, the concept of affirmation. And I said that memos in organizations are usually writs, letters, emails, sent documents sent within from a part of the system to another part of the system, from an entity within the system to another entity within the system, and those sorry, I'm trying to also adjust the mic here so that it works well. So just bear with me a bit. Okay. All right. So can you hear me clearly? Please indicate. I'm using earphones now, so I want to know that I can be heard very clearly. Okay, let me send in some messages here. All right, great. So I was talking about uh memo to 2023, a memo to 2023, and the memos are given from one entity in an organization or a system to another entity in the system, either to inform, to instruct, or to activate, and a couple of other things in between, maybe a hybrid of the three that I've said. And I want us to be intentional about how we want to, number one, put 2023 on notice. So, what we're going to do now, it's an exercise that you will find most liberating. You're going to serve a notice to 2023. You're going to put 2023 on notice about the things that you desire to see. And your desire is effective, just as you have effective demand. There's demand and there's effective demand in economics. Demand is you just wanting something and asking for it. Effective demand is when you want something and you can pay for it. Effective desire is when you want something and you build the capacity to be able to receive it. You want something, somebody write that down. You want something and you build the capacity to be able to receive it. So you want to be able to be on top of your career next year. You have to build the prerequisite capacity to be on top of your career next year. You want to be able to do vacations and spend half of the year just by the seashore line and hear the beating of the waves of the water as they hit the shoreline and drink coconut water all day. You have to have built the capacity to be able to take that elaborate type of holiday. You want to be able to do this or do that, whatever it is that you desire that you want to do. All right, whatever it is that you desire that you want to do, you have to have been able to build the capacity to be able to get it done. So, effective desire is what you want. Your effective desire is what you want to serve 2023 notice on. You also want to be able to instruct. All right. So there's a putting on notice. There's also an instruction. Stay with me. I'm going to be tweaking some of our thinking tonight. There's also an instruction that you want to serve. And you know that every instruction, behind every instruction, is authority. And so for you to give an instruction, you must have the authority that backs that instruction. And the authority is vested in the powers or the capacity to execute or to have that instruction executed. So we're also looking to give instructions to 2023. But the question that will come out of that, my brethren, my sisters, is do we have, is our desire effective? Is our instruction backed with authority? Because if the instruction is not backed with authority, then there's little, or let me say the way it is, there's nothing that can be done. Nothing can be done. If nothing, absolutely nothing can be done. Absolutely nothing. So all that together now enables you to be able to activate some things in 2023. So you want to inform, you want to instruct, and ultimately you want to activate. Somebody write that down. Inform, instruct, and I'm going somewhere with all of this. Activate. Inform, instruct, activate. I'll say it one more time. Inform, instruct, activate. All right. So now, what does it now therefore mean to inform, to instruct, and to activate? I've already given you a background to what informing is, what putting the notice, what activating is, what instructing is, what therefore activating is. So I want you now to begin to tell me, or you can write it down. If you write it down in the comment section, or you have a small piece of paper or a notepad beside you, as I usually do, begin to write. What do you want to put 2023 on notice for? On notice for. So if you're going to put me on notice, say you're coming to my apartment, so you're coming to my house, to my residence, you say, Aneka, I'm coming to your house. That's notice. If you're going to instruct me to do something, you will say, Aneka, you will come to my house. That's an instruction. If you're going to activate in the same, using the same analogy, you will say, Aneka, we will be meeting at my house by 10 o'clock. I'm sending the car to pick you, or if you need to get in the cab, you are putting a system to the words instructions that you have. So I want you now to, let's begin to walk this together. What you want to put 2023 on notice for? I want to run certain types of businesses on notice. On notice. I want to build a house. You're putting 2024 notice. I want to buy a new car. 2021 notice. I want to expand the capacity of my business. I want to be able to graduate. Come on, go ahead. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Because what we're doing is a process that guarantees you will literally open up your mind to dimensions that you see yourself not just thinking through things, but having deep understanding of them and executing what is already in your heart. Okay? So go ahead with what are the things that you want to put 2023 on notice for. Notice on. I want to, for some reason, I want to get married. I want to. So go ahead and say, I want to. I want to get a new job. I want to change my apartment. I want to change residence. I want to read 30 books. I want to be closer to my mentor. I want to become a role model or the emulation. I want to begin to do the right things at all times, regardless of who's doing the wrong. I want to do my best, especially the things that I'm naturally gifted of. I want to stand by the right things and not the wrong things, regardless of those doing the wrong things. I want to. Somebody with me, come on. So I need you to write. I want to see you write it. I want to see you write it. I don't just want you listening to me. I want you to engage. If you're not comfortable remaining online, just make sure you're writing it down. That's what's important. I want to. I want to. So we have a list now of all the things that are contained in your memo, all the instructions you want to be able to send to 2020. Because you've got to speak out. You've got to speak out to where you are. You've got to speak out to where you are. Let me let me say this. Okay, so I'm changing to sound now. You've got to speak out to where you are. You've got to be able to, first of all, understand that look, your words matter. It was by the words that this world, the entirety of this world, was framed. By words. By words. And so you have to be able to speak those words. You have to be able to write down those words, make them very plain. I want to. What information do you want 2023 to receive? Because let me tell you something, guys. Now, while that seems like, well, that seems a little bit simple. Your inability to be clear about what you want will determine where you're channeling your energy to. Your inability, and I'm going to say that again, your inability to be clear about where you're going to will affect how you channel your energy to where you're going to. And when you can't channel your energy to the right places, you will not get the right kind of traction. And hear this, will not get the right kind of output. So it's important that you're able to serve that notice. And besides, look, I have lived on this earth long enough to know that when you speak out, there are elements that pay attention to you. I don't have the time to delve into that right now, and I can go deeply into it. The elements of the earth, they're there for you. You're supposed to have dominion over them. They attend to you. And one of the things that they pay to you is attention, the elements. So you've got to be able to say it. Now that's for that. Now let's come to instruction. Instruction is now you looking with authority to get that which you're relating to yield in a particular pattern that delivers an outcome. So when you give an instruction, what basically what I'm saying is, what instructions are you looking to give in 2023? Think about it. What instructions? So you could say 2023, you will yield the best to me. 2023, you will open doors will be opened for me. Somebody listening to me. In 2023, opportunities will be abound. Opportunities will come up. At this point, I'm no longer informing you, I'm instructing you, 2023, to present to me. Because look, everything in life many times is based on a push-pull concept. On the push-pull concept, there's the point where you push, and then there's a point where there's a pull. And both of them are designed to work together to deliver an outcome. So there's a preparation that you have the responsibility to have, but there's a yielding that the earth and the year must yield to you that allows you to bring your preparation and get the best kind of outcome. So you can be as prepared as you want. If you do not have the platform, channel, or opportunity for your preparation to find expression, then you'll probably be of all men the most frustrated. So it's one thing to inform 2023. Follow me, all right? Don't feel too spooky. One thing to inform 2023 of what is in your heart and the things that you desire is another thing to call for cooperation, partnerships, and alignments. That the next year that is coming must align for your sake. Opportunities must be abound for your sake. Is somebody with me? Opportunities must be abound for your sake. And I'm saying this because we must understand. Now, listen, this is this might even be a little bit too deep for some people, but it's okay. It's okay as long as I feel the instruction in my heart to share. The one to whom this is designed for will get it, and then we will see the outcome and the manifestation in the next year. We'll see the separation in the next year. So, because look, listen, I've said it many times. You can have, you require the right enablement or enabling factor for the best of you to find expression. I've used the tea bag analogy many times. You can have a tea bag, teacup, water, but if you don't have the water at the right temperature, you're not going to be able to draw the essence of that tea out. If 2023 doesn't open up to you in the way that it should, you're not, your giftings, your preparation, your everything that has to do with you will not be able to find expression as it should. And the outcomes that you desire are not on this side of the expressions, they're on the other side of the expressions of your gift. And so there must be the expression of your gift, which connects with needs and creates value, therefore delivering solutions that creates impact for your gift to even be of use to anyone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So therefore, there must be instructions that are given. And I said those instructions come from the place of authority. From a place of authority. Your information that you're informing 2023, like I said, comes from the place of clarity. The instructions come from the place of authority. The activation comes from the place of execution. So you have clarity, you have authority, you have execution. All right, let's go further. Somebody with me? If you're with me, say yes, 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 yes. If you're with me, say yes. Excuse me. If you're with me, say yes. So, um, let me say a few things. Let me share a few things. All right, as I now begin to bring this plane to a close this week. I remember we're closing on the grand finale next week, which is the birthday celebration and all of that and all of that. Now, let me begin to bring a few things home to you. And I saw this somewhere, and I thought it was so amazing. Literally blew my mind. Literally blew my mind. And I said, "Look, it's something that I need to share." So let me tell you some thoughts that I have. For you to be able to have clarity, to be able to have authority that enables you to be able to execute 2023, a few things you have to take into cognizance. Number one is what you know all too well. You must be self-aware. You must be self-aware. You must be self-aware. Somebody write that down. You must be self-aware. There is the basis of any analysis that you do, because analysis is a comparison of variances, and the basis of any analysis that you do is that you must know where you are as regards or compared to where you want to be. But the question is not really where you want to be. The question is, do you even know where you are to be able to evaluate what you require? Because where you are is what determines what you need in 2023 to get to where you want to be. So if you don't know where you are, how then can you know what is required? And many times, a lot of people do not know what is required. A lot of people don't know what they need. They just know that there is a need, but they don't know what they need. And because you don't know what you need, you can't plan appropriately or plan strategically for that need. And so, what happens many times is that we just throw in a lot of stuff and hope it works. And many people have come through many years up to this year, throwing in a lot of stuff and hoping it works, hoping it measures, hoping it delivers. If where you're going to is 100 and you're at 5, then you know you need to do something in the range of 95 to 98. If you where you're going to is 100 and you're at 50, then you know you need to do something in range of 50 to 51. The strategy for getting 50 to 51 will be very different for getting 98, and for any other numbers you want to put in the mix. So the basis of what gives clarity, authority, and enables execution is self-awareness. Number one, you must be self-aware. Self-awareness therefore means that you must take into cognizance everything that has to do with you, your temperament, your understanding, your abilities, your strengths, your weaknesses, review of the opportunities and the threats that you have. You have to be able to consider the things that you need to stop doing, start doing, do less of, or do more of. You have to look at, the things that you're wired for, the places of your passion, the places of your pain, the places of your pleasure, the depth of your understanding, your level of assimilation, how it takes you to understand, the enabling factors for your thriving, the things that allow you, that kick in when you are in survival mode, the things that you require to upscale from survival to thriving. You have to be able to look at those things critically, analyze them, and own them, because it's not just enough to look at the thing, analyze it, and then not own it. Not own it means that you begin to make excuses for where you are, and you look for, okay, no, it's really not like that. Well, you begin to make excuses, and then you begin to stay there. Nobody needs you to stay where you are. Everybody recognizes where you are. It's okay that you're where you are, but nobody needs to stay there. What we need you to do is understand where you are so that you are able to apply a strategy that allows you to scale up. And that's really where I'm going to, allows you to scale up. Your scalability, or your ability to scale, is tied to the understanding of your present now. All right, somebody note that. And so after you're done with self-awareness, another thing that you have to be able to recognize as you go into 2023 is that you have to learn to deal with your values rather with your feelings. And I really want to spend some time dwelling on this. Please, in 2023, for you to thrive, for you to excel, you must learn to deal from the place of your values and not from the place of your feelings. From the place of your values and not from the place of your feelings. And this is so important because feelings are fleeting, and your feelings many times could lead you in the wrong direction. Your feelings are ephemeral. There are many people that have lost favor with people because of how they've acted on expressions of their feeling. Be careful. Be very careful. There are many people that have run their mouths because of feeling. You have forgotten who it was that you were talking to, and you are in your expressing a displeasure. You've walked yourself out of the place of favor and reckoning. Your values that tells you that at all points in time there must be a level of reverence, and there must be a level of what's that level of understanding, the level of honor and respect, is thrown out of the window at the pedestal of feelings. And feelings will bring you to ruin if they're not properly guided and managed. But first of all, for you to even be able to take into cognizance that which has to do with your values, you must know yourself to know your values. So it's still tied to number one. Your values are the guiding lights, or the guiding enablement, or the guiding perimeters within which you can act, function, think, or speak. Your feelings sometimes can be without perimeter, can be without boundaries. You feel happy, you do just about everything. You feel angry, anything goes. Anything goes. I say to people uh, uh, um, many times I say to people, when you don't, when interacting with people, and what you get from them is is a silence or a non-response, it's a warning to you. Be careful when you rise above values and begin to act in the place of feelings. You're getting into trouble. And so many people in the course of their lives, and I've seen this happen once too many times in the course of their lives, um, don't understand and don't hold on to their values strong enough. Don't you know that what ultimately determines what you do or don't do, and wait for this, what you can do and what you cannot do are your values. It is by your values that you will make the best decisions that will drive you forward in life. So, if that is true, and my friends, that is true, then how is it, therefore, that we will now set our values aside and come to life from the place of feelings? When you feel like this, then it happens. When you feel like this, then it happens. Oh, I feel happy, and anything can happen in your happy hour. I feel angry, then oh my God, everybody should run because you feel angry. In 2023, let me be very clear. The degree of the quality of relationships that you have and your ability to build structures with people and for people will be determined by your values and not your feelings. Somebody note that. Your ability to build structure and to grow relationships that will yield you opportunities that bring you along the pathway of your life or the journey to mastery will be tied to your values and not your feelings. So you cannot afford to, you can't afford to going into next year, face next year from the place of your feelings. Just put your feelings under. Your feelings will look. I'm saying to you, I don't know your name, I don't know where you're from, I don't know, but I'm saying this to you. Your feelings, they put you in trouble. Your values, they will preserve you, they will protect you if they're the right values. When you do things according to your values, chances are that you'll never be wrong, you'll never be out of line. When you do things according to your feelings, chances are there will be consequences that you can't pay for. And every consequence must be paid for. It means that you will have transferred the burden of paying for that consequences to others, meaning that your inability to or lack of capacity to absorb the consequences of your feelings will be borne as by way of suffering by others. So now what you have done by the way of responding to your feelings is that you are now not even in a position to be a source of strength to others. You are now one who is now given a disadvantage to others. So you're not giving them an advantage. You're giving them a disadvantage. Feelings, values, feelings, values. But if you don't know your values, how then can you know to stick by them? I'll talk less of to live by them. If there are no values that guide you, and no values that speak to you, or that determine how you think, how you reason, what shapes you, why do you do things the way that you do it, why would you go through a process? No values that adheres you to excellence, to discipline, to hard work, to commitment, to consideration, to kindness, fairness, justice, equity. No values that speak to your better self, your heart, to laying things out, to doing the best with what you have. No values that speaks to you being somebody worthy of emulation, that tries to take people into consideration, does not, that does to others as the desires that they do to him, that shows respect, that cares, that speaks the truth, that comes from the place of openness and fairness and love and warmth and kindness. If you don't have those kind of values that treats everybody right, that respects everyone, that is kind to people, if you don't have those kind of values, how then would you be able to even have a chance, an opportunity to be right, to live right? How then? Because I wonder. So when you let kindness, when you let feelings, override you. What will happen is you step into the year with your skills, your competencies, but the day you don't feel like giving your best, you don't give your best. But if it's value that pushes you, you will always give excellently. The day you are tired, you will be tired. But if values guide you, you will be committed. The day that you feel like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in trouble, you will lie to get out of that situation. With the right values, you will own up to a situation and, as guided with the right values, prefer a solution that can deliver even a better outcome or just take responsibility for it. Many things will be tied to the balancing of feelings and values for you in 2020. So when you serve that memo to inform, to instruct, you have to, one, be self-aware. Number two, you have to ride on the pedestal, on the wings of values and not the fluttering feathers of feelings. Values, feelings. So a lot in that space that I want you to think about, I want you to reflect upon. It's going to be an amazing session next Sunday, the 18th, as we close for the year on the Connect. And I'm just so glad, that I'm going to be doing that exactly with you. And again, as we honor, celebrate my birthday, which is on the 20th of December. It's just going to be super amazing. So I'm looking forward to that time. I'm going to draw the curtains on today's episode. I do believe, all right, I do believe that there's quite a bit that you've gained here. I've shared from my heart to you. I want you to write back to me. I want you to tell me um, two things I want you to do. Number one, in one word, I want you to sum up how this episode was. In one word, tell me how this episode was. And number two, I want you to write back to me the things that you've learned. And when you're writing it back to me, own it. Don't even say to me like I said it to you. Say it to me like it's you. Like, look, hey, you have something to tell you. Let me tell you these things. And then share with me. Looking forward to writing. You put in the comment section. If you have access to my WhatsApp, do send me a WhatsApp message or an email, and of course, with your permission, I'll share. But if you just want to put it in the comment section, go ahead, put it in the comment section, and I'm looking forward to reading from you all through the week. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to the 18th of December as we close. Super, super, super amazing. And don't even want to know the plans that we have concerning uh, uh, the Connect next year. Quite a lot that's going to be happening in my space. We have a number of master classes to open up the year in the month of January. All right, so more information will be coming to you probably by next Sunday on how you can get to register for the virtual boot camp. All right, the boot camp for January, which we are using to start the year. We want you to finish strong, and I'm going to be talking about finishing strong next Sunday. All right, but we want you to finish strong. We also want to start right. So we want you to finish strong, and then also want you to start right. And so we're going to be having a boot camp in January 2023 by the grace of God, and so much of that space. All right, so I'm looking forward to sharing time with you next Sunday. Till then, good night, everyone. And remember, do send the messages. One word, in one word, describe how this episode has been to you. Even as I implore that you share these videos on your timeline as well, get as many people to be able to listen to these things that have been shared with you and also give their input. I totally and absolutely appreciate it. And then also share back to me the things that you've garnered, the things that you've learned from our time together. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing you next Sunday. Until then, have a super amazing week. Walk through your week in the best way that you can. Kill and smash all the goals that you have lined up in the week. And of course, keep walking the path of your champions. Good night, everyone. Much love.